Diet Coke and military fan. I bleed Diet Coke. My husband is a Vietnam vet, and I 100% support all branches of the military. These men and women risk their lives for us. No matter what position you hold in the military, you deserve our utmost respect and honor. You are the true heroes. God bless America. I don't know what this has to do with Coke, but I mean, sure, you can support your country's military or whatever, fine. I mean, American military is massively overfunded compared to every other country in existence. But what does it have to do with Coca-Cola, which is a drink that is horribly bad for you? Shout out to patrons NQS and McPuffin, and to YouTube member Holly Miller for supporting my channel and supporting my content. Thank you so much, guys. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are returning back to Insane People Facebook. Wow. Now we're gonna go into this next section. We have a lot of posts saying the exact same thing, so I'm gonna do like a little speed run through all of these, and then we're gonna talk about how hilarious these are once I'm done. So let's get into this. Antifa disguised as Trump supporters. They fooled you again, America. Security breach at Capitol is disgraceful. The president needs to tell everyone to leave the building. Now, anyone who thinks this is going to grow the MAGA movement is delusional. It hurts the movement, the Trump legacy, and of course the country. I don't think Trump supporters are guilty of this incident. BLM and Antifa has admitted to posing as Trump supporters, so they could possibly disrupt and do something such as this. So let's not assume it's Trump people that did this, ignoring all the Trump MAGA hats that were at this event. Anyway, I'm hearing it's Antifa dressed like us. And now this, breaking. Antifa posing as Trump supporters have breached the Capitol building, tearing down 4 layers of security fencing and are attempting to occupy the building, fighting federal police who are overrun. Please protect the patriots, dear Lord. Personally know some people down in DC, and they are reporting this as Antifa in disguise. Not surprised at all, but our news won't be reporting it that way. Does that make it okay? Confused what this post here is saying. Just curious what you mean here. No one is saying it's okay. I'm saying the opposite, actually. Trump supporters were peacefully protesting, and Antifa showed up disguised and started rioting. That's the point. Majority of people there are peaceful. That is what I'm hearing from people that are there at the moment. At the end of the day, we all lose, and they have succeeded at fueling hate and division in the country. Yeah, that's Antifa's fault. Do we have more of these? Trump supporters break into the US Capitol building after storming the police line here in Washington. This is most definitely not Trump supporters. Literally someone wearing MAGA hats. Someone's wearing a MAGA hat in this exact picture. I think that's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. Okay, right. So I just want to talk about these people who are saying that it's Antifa and BLM disguised as Trump, because it's gold. It's actual genius. This is 1,000 IQ plays right here. Do you know what the greatest insult, the greatest attack you can do to a terrorist organization is? It's claimed that their terror attacks were in someone else's name. These people that are saying that Antifa did all this, they have annoyed these right-wing terrorists so much they've been confessing to it. They've gotten people confessing about it, literally furious that this is being changed, that people are saying it's in a different organization's name, and it's actually genius. Keep it up. Honestly, keep saying it's Antifa because it's gold. I am enjoying watching it. Right, anyway, moving on. If Basement Biden becomes president, liberals have already begun plans for communist re-education camps. Get ready for the fun to begin. What? We will be offering camp courses in basic sentence structure, which number is bigger, how to spot a scam, nobody is really orange, your planet is round, and many more. The Republican Party, and more importantly, our country, needs the presidency more than ever before. The power of the veto. Stay strong. The president literally has the right to veto his successor out of office. In Belarus, Syria, or North Korea. In the USA, no. Belarus is not a country. You're thinking of Bulgaria. This is how bad their education is. How can we possibly educate them on authoritarian governments if they don't even know what countries are being led by authoritarian governments? It's how matter of fact he says it. It's how certain of himself. He's like, Belarus is not a country. Oh man. Is it any surprise it's gotten this bad? I don't think so. Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones, which they were asked to previously certify. US demands the truth. Declare yourself the King of America. We stand with you and no one else. Hooey! Alright, so here's the thing. Trump just outright said here that he wants to give the states the power to certify that facts are correct. Here is Donald Trump in a tweet outright saying that he thinks that the government, the states of the United States, should be allowed to control what information is considered right and wrong. Meanwhile, now, right, he gets banned from Twitter and he's all like, oh, it's all censorship. It blows my mind that people think they have a right to Twitter and Facebook, but not a right to healthcare, to water. Like, what? Your priorities are all wrong, guys. Also, I don't know if it's going to come up in this video or not, so I'm going to say it now. Anybody that thinks that Trump being banned from Twitter or Facebook is censorship of some kind, yes and no. Now, yes, Facebook and Twitter have only done this to cover their own asses. If it wasn't for everything that just happened in the Capitol, there is no way they would have banned Donald Trump. Donald Trump should have been banned years ago for misinformation, for dangerous misinformation, and for instigating violence. He should have been banned a long time ago, and it's good that he has been banned now, but think about how many lives would be still alive if he had been banned a year ago. Or a lot of people that died from COVID would probably still be alive. It is good that he was banned. And now a lot of you are probably going to say, this violates my right to free speech. It does not at all violate your right to free speech. Even if you consider the fact that the people that wrote the Constitution didn't anticipate the internet being around, which they probably didn't, Trump still has platforms. He can make his own websites. He is not banned from the internet. Your right to free speech is in your own home or in a public space. Twitter and Facebook are not a public space. If you go around someone's house and you start saying racist or hateful stuff, that person is well in their right to ask you to leave their home, and if you do not, to make you leave their home. Call the police if need be. Twitter and Facebook are no different. They are not public. They are privately owned property. They are a platform given to you by organizations. And if you are saying something that they don't like or they don't agree with, they are well in their right to remove you. They don't even have to give a reason. It is private property. They own the platform. It is not your right to speak on social media, it is your privilege. Remember that before you go on about how this is censorship and it's violating rights of free speech. Well, looks like Satan won. This is what your free thinking gets you. I hope you're ready for the government to destroy America by giving away everything for free. I mean, Biden isn't standing for giving away everything for free. Let me get this straight. Satan wants to give me free healthcare, reduced college tuition, provide better stimulus payments to people, and to think for myself, and God doesn't? Sounds like a terrible sales pitch. Like, what do we have to lose for socializing healthcare? Consider this. America is the only industrialized country that doesn't have socialized healthcare. The majority of Europe has free college tuition. They're doing fine. In some ways, they're doing better than America. What do you have to lose from making it easier for people to get educated, to make it easier for people to be healthy, to make it easier for people to live good lives? Why would you deliberately make that difficult? Why would you make it so that people born rich have better access to that when everybody deserves it? Everybody deserves good education. Everybody deserves healthcare. Everybody deserves food. So why do some people get it and some people don't? Why would Vice President vote no on this? Because he was told if he did not, they would arrest him. The Illuminati are in control. Pence knows there is no judge or prosecutor who will look at the evidence. They too are bored and threatened. Listen to Linwood, Flynn, and Powell. They would not be bored. When this is finished and Biden the puppet is in control, they will go after and imprison these people. That being said, I do believe God is not done. He hears the cry of his people. We must stand fast. Pray for our leaders, our families, and for our future. The Great Awakening has just begun. This person is spouting off more Illuminati stuff than the Illuminati. I'm just saying. They are making it sound like they are in a cult while they are anti-cult. Like, right, you believe that God is not done and this is just the beginning. So why do you believe that Trump is the guy that to do God's bidding? You know, one of the main commandments, you know how there's the 10 big commandments? You know how one of them is thou shalt not commit adultery and thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife? Do you know what Trump has done regularly? You know, Trump got a divorce with Ivana Trump, right? You know the grounds that this divorce was given in, and you can look this up. I will even put it on the screen. It was for inhuman and cruel treatment following him cheating on his wife. Like, he is not the Messiah. He is not the next Jesus. He is not doing God's bidding. He serves only himself. You can tell that by the fact that every single of the 7 deadly sins is how Trump functions in life. You cannot find me one of the 10 commandments that this man has not broken literally since he became president. I mean, come on now. I did a Google search just now and asked to see pictures of burning cars at the riot in DC today. Do you know what Google showed me? Nothing. So then I asked to see pictures of looting in DC today. Once again, I saw articles saying that a sign was taken from that witch Pelosi's office, but no stores broken into and burning. I did see pictures of people taking selfies of themselves. I would bet that the place was probably cleaner than when the rioters arrived. Anyway, my point is, if this was a violent riot with looting and the normal riot like the left does, it was pretty quiet. Did a lot of people demonstrate the fact they are pissed off about what the Democrat Socialists did? The answer is yes. I only wish I could have been there to participate. This was not a peaceful protest, and you can tell that by the fact that this guy is lying about his Google searches. Sure, there were no cars set on fire. However, there was looting. There was documents and paperwork stolen from DC offices. That's important paperwork to go missing. And you know what else? There was a dead police officer. There were dead rioters. There was a police officer crushed in a doorway. I'm not going to show the video because I don't want this to get age restricted. But a police officer, he survived, but he was crushed in a doorway. This was not peaceful. And you know what else signifies the fact that this wasn't peaceful? And even the fact that this might have been planned? There were multiple bombs found. The FBI are giving out monetary rewards for information about these bombs found. There were coolers of Molotov cocktails found in cars. There were cars full of ammunition and weapons found. Nobody just happens to have bombs around and just goes, I'm going to the Capitol today. I might as well just bring these bombs that I just had lying around. No, they were made for this event. This was organized. This was not peaceful. Now imagine that the people were still in there. Imagine Pelosi or AOC, any left-wing politician was still in that building when these men marched in there. What do you think would have happened? Do you think they would have been given a hug and a pat on the back and gone, "You tried, but try harder"? No, we would have seen an assassination live. There would have been political deaths had they not evacuated the building. Sounds peaceful to me though, right? Did you know in 1863, 4 people were hung for treason, all because they tried to steal the elections from Lincoln? So what, are you saying that Trump should get hung? Because he's the one trying to steal the election? I mean, consider this. Don't you think that if this man takes this to court, which he has done, Trump has taken this to court, he has taken this to just about every single court, and he has been laughed out of all of them, and the courts that accepted this, he lost. He had 0 evidence, he had 0 grounds, he lost because there was nothing to argue. He is the one trying to steal the election, and saying anything else is actual insanity. So what, are you saying that we should hang Trump here? Because that's what you make it sound like. We don't want hypocrisy, right? Anything that would be done to the right should be done to the left. Anything that should be done to the left should be done to the right. I would just like to get it out there that I do not condone hanging anybody. I don't think we should hang Trump. However, he is a criminal and should definitely pay for his crimes. We don't execute people anymore. We live in a better time than that, guys. I'm just saying, all these times I have talked about how the police killing people is terrible, still stands. Killing people is not the way forwards. That's literally the opposite of an advanced civilization. Stop killing people. Sex education for teens could be wholesome, but currently they are taught the mechanisms of I can't read. They were taught the mechanisms of fornication and are therefore inspired to fornicate. Sex education should teach boys and girls about abstinence and the benefits of marriage. It should include the Bible. No, religion should be kept out of education. I don't think you should eliminate religious education. However, that should be for the people that want to be religious. If I am not a Christian, I should not be forced to abide by Christian rules. If I am not Muslim, I should not be forced to abide by Muslim rules. That goes for anybody in sex education. Christian students can be taught sex education, but know that that is something they should avoid because it is part of their religion. Non-Christian children will be taught the exact same sex education and do it because they want to do it. I've realized at some point my camera has stopped recording, so I'm just gonna sync that back up. I don't know why it stopped recording. Anyway, keep religion out of sex education because it doesn't play a part in it. Americans are more optimistic about Biden's presidency than about Trump in 2016, poll suggests. He will never be POTUS. Clones can't be POTUS. Wait, are we saying Biden is a clone now? Also, find me the exact law, the exact rule written that says clones can't be president. Because I'm pretty sure that's never been written. That's not a law. There's nothing to say clones can't be president. So even if Biden were a clone, it doesn't make a difference. Also, yeah, Americans are more optimistic about Biden's presidency. Why do you think Biden had a record-breaking vote? There are more people that have ever voted before that want Biden to be president. So I would say they would be pretty optimistic about his presidency. Stay in line, Georgia. If you're in line at your polling place by 7 p.m., you can vote. You know what, pedophile? He can't spell pedophile right. You just need to shut the hell up. Wow, you sure told him. Go change your diaper and let Nancy tell you a bedtime story to put your pedophile ass to bed. He can't spell. She could start out once a pony time, cause that's what she would think it said cause she's a drunk. Anyway, she would what? This was written by someone who spent the first 5 years in school. Not even that. that, maybe the first 3 years in school, and then quit thinking he wouldn't need any of this. And this is exactly why you should stay in school, kids, because you'll end up like this guy. And the final picture. To all liberals, this ain't a video game. There's many, many vets that are gonna enjoy blowing your brains out. Many of us can't wait. Just thought you'd like to know that. So what, because people don't agree with your political views, you're gonna kill them? Doesn't sound very free to me, does it? Americans love spouting out about how this is the country of the free, liberty is our blood. However, if you don't agree with me, I'm gonna kill you because I'm free. That's not the words of a free person. That's the words of someone indoctrinated into a cult. That's where I'm gonna end the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you want to support me, I have a Patreon down below, or you can click on that join button. Consider supporting me because videos like this get demonetized and it helps a lot. Other than that, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.